Yeah. So I was a danger to the community, and I'm a flight risk. In spite of the fact that I've got no property anywhere else. The only property I have is in my town. I have my kids going to school there. My mom lives with me part of the time. Everything else. There's no a flight risk for what?
Also, who
So I don't
cares?
have my
Who
passport
cares? You
anymore.
didn't do anything wrong. We got 50 million illegals in the country. Drug cartels control huge parts of the southwestern United States. Like, this is so crazy. I can't even believe this is real.
Right.
So apparently, locking someone in a cage for 22 hours a day counts as justice in America now. And we're supposed to believe this is about safety? Please, this isn't justice. This is a government scam running on autopilot. And the worst part, the people in charge know it. They're profiting off human misery while calling it public safety. Today's story is about one man's insane 22-day nightmare behind bars. And trust me, it exposes just how corrupt, broken, and flat-out evil this system really is. If you enjoyed our take on it, comment, like, and subscribe for more.
And I look, and I'm not the only one.
If you fled the United States, the only loser would be the United States. We need people like, no, I'm serious. Like, flight risk?
Flight risk and a danger to the community. What am I going to do to the community, right?
So you think Todd Boughton still works at the U.S. Attorney's Office?
As far as I know. I mean, but yes.
I do think your senators should know that. I think if Senator Lee knew that.
Well, he does know that. He was at my meeting that I had with, Attorney General Bondi, a few weeks ago. So he knows.
Okay, well, I think they should fire Todd Boughton immediately, because this is such an abuse of power. Just crushing a man, and no one comes to your aid.
Right.
What was the 22 days in jail like this?
So this time was actually a little bit harder. The last time I told you, remember, where I had like 4 days in solitary, and then I had the other 8 days or so kind of in a ward where you're out and you can talk to people.
Yeah.
This time I was in the Salt Lake County jail system, same sheriff's department, but they just had different rules, and all federal inmates in that jail can never get below medium security. Medium security is 4 hours a day out of your cell, and the rest is in your cell. And you can't go outside. You get books delivered once a month. You get commissary that you can order online, or whatever. You have a tablet that you have access to during your 4 hours of out time. But they had some sort of an electric problem in the grid with control of the cells, doors, and everything else, that they had cut our time down to 2 hours a day. So I was in my cell 22 out of 24 hours for those full 22 days.
In a cell
In a cell, an 8x10 cell, 7x10 cell, yeah.
Stop right there. That's not medium security. That's psychological torture disguised as due process. And they wonder why people come out broken. This isn't correction, it's slow motion destruction. And it proves the jail system is a scam.
22 out of 24 hours.
What did that do to you?
Two things, I think. The first thing that it did to me is it built up my resilience that I wasn't going to let them mess with me anymore.
Good.
That it just didn't matter what they're going to do to me, that I'm going to fight back. And then the second thing that it did is it made me realize how much of a scam the fucking jail system is. Because my first cellmate in there was an illegal, nice kid, didn't speak much English. He was only in my cell for 24 hours. But that poor guy supposedly had 2 DUIs that he didn't even know about. They never pulled him over for driving. They just issued a DUI warrant out for him. He didn't even know that those DUI warrants were out for him. The third time, he did get pulled over for a DUI. And for some reason, they felt like he was a maximum security guy. They put him in maximum security where he was in lockdown for 2.5 months. Okay. A guy who's 23 years old, who made some mistakes driving a car once, don't even know about his first 2 cases. They're not even cases that he never got pulled over. They just, somebody said, hey, he's been drinking, and that's the car that he was driving. But they put him. How is that guy a max security risk? Okay, it's a scam. These jails go around, and all they do, it's a per capita count. Okay,
Of course.
and morning and night they want to know how many people are in each ward and in each, medium, moderate, minimal security, medium security, and high security, or max security, whatever. And they get more money. That's all it is. It's just a money scam and a money grubbing operation. That's all it is. The day that I got released, there were 17 people in my time block. And I want to say there were about 2-hour time blocks for get released, because they let you get out of your jail. They take you to this desk, you sign your forms, you get your clothes, you get the stuff that they arrested you with, and all of that stuff. It takes about 2 hours to process a certain number of people. There were 17 of us total, okay, in that 2-hour time block. 13 out of 17 of those had nowhere to go. Nowhere. No family, no friends, nothing. They got a bus pass to take them down to wherever it is they want to. A single one, like a one-way bus pass. Where do you think those guys are going to go? Right back to where they were before, right back to what it was. And in 48 hours, they're going to be right back where they are. There was no attempt at all to help these people to do anything. Nothing. Okay. And that's why I'm saying, you just realize that it's just such a scam for these people. Just they want the recidivism, and they if the recidivism rate drops below 90%, then they're hurting.
There it is. They literally admit it. The jail system only works if you fail. They need you broken, addicted, homeless, and desperate, so you keep coming back. This is the business model of mass incarceration.
So they want to do whatever it is that they can to kind of make sure that those people.
This country's too big. You can't treat people as human beings. The government's too big. It's all unsustainable.